I'm here at Advertising Week. I'm talking to Marcus, and Marcus is involved in trying to readdress the balance of diversity within the advertising industry in the States, which is something that also needs to be done in the UK as well. Hi Marcus, how are you doing?
What's going on, everyone? Marcus here.
So tell us a little bit about what you do, because you're involved in the Here All the Black People event on Monday, and you're also involved in efforts to promote sort of better diversity balance within the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm 23 years old. I was recently a part of a boot camp, an advertising boot camp called the Marcus Project, where we spent the whole summer promoting diversity in the field of advertising. And the best way we did that was through the work that we created. So we had 4 major clients: Uber, Listener, GlamRx, and Fallen Whistles. My role was a digital content producer, so all video and digital content was produced by me. And throughout my whole experience, I knew nothing about advertising when I first got into this, because I have a deep film background. But looking at all the issues that go into advertising, some of them I feel like are self-inflicted, and some of them can be fixed very easily if you just if industry leaders would just focus on the talent and not so much the color. I think everything will really take care of itself, because just with the 14 great people that I work with, they were crazy talented, like unbelievable talented, and just to be around talent in itself, talent pushes talent. So when you put that inside of industries, when you put people like me and people like them inside of different agencies, people start, it tenses things up, which is a good thing. And they say pressure builds either breaks or builds diamonds, and I think that's what the industry needs nowadays, is just to get a little bit more uncomfortable, because that's how innovation comes. That's how great things happen in those times when you're the most uncomfortable.
So within the industry, what other moves are being made to try and deal with the diversity issue within advertising that you've seen? Well,
I was actually at the Heroes All the Black People event. They had a really good panel with Casey. Casey's a filmmaker. The CEO. I totally forgot his name. He's a black guy. He's like the first black CEO. And they were basically just talking about the same thing I just said, like just not looking at the background so much, but more so just the talent. They said one key thing is that in order to push boundaries, you have to start looking for talent in different places, not necessarily looking for nowadays there's so many different markets: video games, film, and not so much just going to advertising school, not so much going that route. There's so many different routes to it nowadays, and more so they talked about focusing on your voice, as far as not so much the path, because a lot of times people just worry about the path. It's like, I gotta do step A, B, and C to get to this point. But your voice, what you're creating, what you bring, the energy that you bring into the room, that's the important thing. That's what people care about. That's what people want to gravitate to you towards. So they were just dropping those kind of gems on us, and it's really impactful.
Because one of the things that surprises people in the UK about the industry here is that there are racially specific agencies. So you get Hispanic agencies, you get black agencies, and is there an issue that a lot of the minorities are finding that the mainstream advertising isn't speaking to them?
I can't speak for the world, but I can speak personally. I know I see some spots sometimes where I'm like, do they really think that markets to my demographic? For example, one of our creative directors, Shiraz Gorman, beautiful woman. She worked at Wieden Kennedy. She's one of the legends at Wieden. So she taught us for the summer, and she said Dan told her something that kind of shook us a little bit. She said that she had at Dan's agency, he had middle class white kids creating content for the whole world. And instantly you can see where that's an issue, because their middle class white kids aren't the whole world, you know. And there's so many different. We're in New York City right now. Just walking here, you know, you hear 5 different languages and you see all types of color. So I think it gets to a point where it's not. It gets to a point where it's not even an option anymore for the marketers that want to market to those, because nowadays the whole thing is millennials and targeting that wide demographic. And you know, like nowadays, like millennials don't, you know, like we just like cool shit. Like it doesn't matter like where it comes from, like what it is. Like if it's cool, like we'll gravitate towards it. Yeah, so I think it's definitely not even becoming an option no more to have those different perspectives inside of a culture.
So how much do you think with the diversity issue at the moment within the industry, how much of it is the fact that people from minority backgrounds don't know that the industry exists or don't see it as an option for them, and how much of it is maybe some form of intrinsic racism within the industry?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think a lot of it is just pure ignorance, just on minorities' part, and you know, like it's like government grants or something like the information is there, but you got to go like through hoops and loops. You know, say you're starting a small business, so you got to go hoops and loops, and a lot of that is to filter out like who really wants it. You know, I mean, because at the end of the day, if you're passionate about something, you'll find a way, regardless of if there's a leeway or not. But I think there should definitely be more. There should be more emphasis on getting the information out there, because if you want this new innovation and these new things to be created, you have to tell people about it, right? You know, so you can't be in the forest shouting out. Nobody's gonna hear you. You have to go to where people will hear you. So you need to, you know, so like for the Marcus Graham project, for example, if it wasn't for that, I would not have been introduced to this whole culture, and I found out I love it. I totally love it. You know, so like, it's something I can do. I will be doing for the rest of my life. So just to get, you know, once you give, it's like a fire. You know, like once you light that one little match, when you talk about creativity and tapping into that market set, it's gonna spread like wildfire. You know, so it's just about dropping little bits of information like that.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
All right, thank you, David. Yeah, awesome talking to you.